Congratulations! If you've been following along with the Emotional Sovereignty series, you've learned how to stop taking things personally, set boundaries without guilt, recognize actual disrespect, break free from overthinking, heal people-pleasing patterns, handle criticism with grace, and navigate challenging family dynamics. But here's the question that matters most. How do you keep all this progress? How do you maintain your emotional freedom when life gets stressful, when old triggers resurface, or when people around you try to pull you back into familiar patterns? Today, we're creating your personal emotional freedom maintenance plan, a sustainable system for protecting and nurturing the emotional sovereignty you've worked so hard to develop. This isn't just theory. This is your practical toolkit for lifelong emotional freedom. This is the final video in our Emotional Sovereignty series. I'm here to help you create a maintenance plan that will keep you flowing in serenity for years to come. Before we create your maintenance plan, let's acknowledge the incredible journey you've been on. Through this series, you learned how to stop taking things personally. You now understand that other people's reactions say more about their internal state than about you. You've learned to create space between their emotions and your peace, how to set boundaries without feeling guilty. You know that boundaries aren't walls, they're really loving limits that create space for authentic relationships. You've practiced saying no without 20-minute explanations. How to distinguish sensitivity from disrespect. You can now tell the difference between your emotional depth and someone actually treating you poorly. You can trust your instincts while responding with wisdom. How to break free from overthinking. You've learned the difference between helpful reflection and destructive rumination. You have tools to interrupt social analysis paralysis and trust your authentic responses. How to heal people-pleasing patterns. You understand why saying no felt so terrifying, and you're learning to honor your own needs with the same devotion you've always shown others. How to handle criticism without falling apart. You can receive feedback without your entire sense of self being up for debate. You know the difference between constructive feedback and projection. How to navigate family dynamics. You understand inherited emotional patterns and have tools for breaking generational cycles while maintaining loving connections. This is profound work. You haven't just learned techniques, you've been rewiring decades of conditioning and creating new neural pathways for emotional freedom. So here's something important I want to share with you. Emotional growth isn't linear, it's not a straight line. It's not a destination you arrive at and never have to think about it again. It's an ongoing practice like physical fitness or tending a garden. Old patterns don't just disappear overnight. The neural pathways for people-pleasing, taking things personally, and emotional reactivity were carved deep through years of repetition. They don't just vanish because you've learned new tools. Life will test your progress. Trust me on that. You'll face new stressors, difficult people, and challenging situations that will try to pull you back into your old patterns. This isn't failure. This is life providing opportunities to practice your new skills. Growth requires reinforcement, just like learning a musical instrument or a new language. Emotional sovereignty skills need regular practice and reinforcement to become truly automatic. Your environment influences your progress. The people around you, the media you consume, and the situations you regularly encounter all impact your ability to maintain emotional freedom. This is why having a maintenance plan isn't optional. It's really essential. Think of it as your emotional immune system, protecting the progress you've made and supporting continued growth. Let's start building your maintenance plan with daily practices that will keep your emotional sovereignty strong and accessible. Let's look at some morning foundation practices. Intention setting. Before checking your phone, take 3 deep breaths and set an intention for how you want to show up today. Use affirmations that reinforce your worth and emotional freedom. My self-care affirmations book for women, A Mindful Approach to Living Your Best Life, is specifically designed for daily practice. Do boundary check-ins. Ask yourself, what do I need to protect my peace today? Have an energy assessment. Notice your energy level and emotional capacity before engaging with others. Throughout the day practices. The pause practice. Before responding to any triggering situation, take 1 conscious breath and ask, what response honors both my boundaries and my values? Reality check moments. When you feel triggered, ask, is this about me or is this about them and their emotional state? Boundary maintenance. Practice saying, let me think about that, before automatically saying yes to requests. Emotional weather check. Notice when you're absorbing others' emotions and consciously create space between their feelings and yours. Here are some things you can do in the evening. Daily wins acknowledgement. Celebrate any moment during the day when you honored your boundaries or responded differently than what you used to. Pattern recognition. Notice what triggered you the most and what supported your emotional sovereignty. Gratitude for growth. Acknowledge how far you've come, even on challenging days. Set tomorrow's intention. Set a gentle intention for tomorrow's emotional sovereignty practice. One of the most important skills for maintaining emotional freedom is learning to catch yourself before you slip back into your old patterns. Here's your early warning system. Physical warning signs. Tension in your shoulders, in your jaws, or your stomach when someone makes a request. Heart racing when you think about disappointing someone. Feeling drained after interactions that used to energize you. Trouble sleeping when you've set a boundary or said no. Emotional warning signs. Feeling guilty when having needs or preferences. Obsessively replaying conversations or interactions. Feeling responsible for managing other people's emotions. Saying yes when you really meant to say no. Then feeling resentful about it. Behavioral warning signs. Over-explaining your decisions or boundaries. Apologizing for things that aren't your fault. Avoiding conflict at the expense of your own needs. Seeking excessive validation before making decisions. Mental warning signs. Thinking, I should be able to handle this when you're overwhelmed. Catastrophizing about people's reactions to your boundaries. Second guessing your instincts about people or situations. Believing you're being too sensitive when you're actually being mistreated. Your pattern interrupt protocol. Stop. Pause whatever you're doing and take 3 deep breaths. Notice. Acknowledge what pattern you're slipping into without judgment. Remember, recall who you're becoming and what you've learned. Choose. Consciously choose a response that aligns with your emotional sovereignty. Act. Take 1 small action that honors your new patterns. Maintaining emotional sovereignty is much easier when you have people in your life who understand and support your growth. Identifying those support people. Boundary allies. People who respect your limits and don't guilt trip you for having boundaries. Growth cheerleaders. Friends who celebrate your progress and encourage you to continue your development. Reality checkers. Trusted individuals who can help you assess situations objectively when you're feeling triggered. Wisdom sharers, mentors, or friends who model emotional sovereignty and can offer guidance. Creating your support ecosystem. Professional support. Consider therapy, coaching, or counseling for deeper healing and continued growth. Peer support. Join communities, support groups, or online forums with people on similar journeys. Family allies. Identify family members who support your growth and can buffer you from more challenging family dynamics. Accountability partners. Find someone you can check in with regularly about your emotional sovereignty practice. Setting boundaries with unsupportive people. Limit sharing. Don't feel obligated to share your growth journey with people who consistently undermine or criticize it. Create distance. Reduce time spent with people who actively try to pull you back into your old patterns. Use gray rock method. Be pleasantly boring with people who thrive on drama. Or emotional reactivity. Protect your energy. Remember that not everyone deserves access to your emotional world. Building new relationships. Seek like-minded communities. Look for groups, classes, or activities where emotional health and personal growth are valued. Practice vulnerability gradually. Share your authentic self with new people while maintaining healthy boundaries. Attract healthier dynamics. As you model emotional sovereignty, you'll naturally attract people who appreciate these qualities. Let's create your personalized toolkit. Resources and practices you can access anytime you need to reconnect with your emotional sovereignty. Your daily essentials. Morning affirmation practice. My Self-Care Affirmations for Women book, A Mindful Approach to Living Your Best Life, provides daily affirmations specifically designed to reinforce emotional sovereignty. Boundary scripts. Keep a list of your go-to phrases for different situations. Let me think about that. That doesn't work for me. I need to protect my own peace right now. Grounding techniques. 1. Sensory grounding, deep breathing exercises, or body scans. Reality check questions. Is this about me or about them? What would I tell a friend in this situation? How do I want to show up right now? Your weekly practices. Progress review. Spend 10 minutes each week acknowledging your growth in areas for continued focus. Relationship assessment. Notice which relationships energize you and which drain you. Boundary audit. Check in on how well you're maintaining your limits and where you might need to strengthen them. Self-care planning. Schedule specific self-care activities for the coming week. Your monthly practices. Deep reflection. Journal about your emotional sovereignty journey. What's working? What's challenging? And what you want to develop further. Support system check. Assess whether you're getting the support you need and where you might want to expand your network. Goal setting. Set gentle intentions for your continued growth without pressuring yourself for perfection. Acknowledge how far you've come and celebrate your progress in a meaningful way. Your emergency toolkit for difficult days. Crisis mantras. This feeling will pass. I am safe right now. I can handle this with grace. Quick reset practices. 5-minute meditation. Call a supportive friend or take a walk in nature. Boundary SOS. Scripts for when you need to remove yourself from triggering situations quickly. Professional support. Contact information for your therapist, coach, or crisis support if needed. Speaking of building your daily practice, I want to share the tools that can support your emotional sovereignty maintenance. My free daily self-care checklist with affirmations. It's perfect for daily check-ins with yourself. For deeper daily practice, my self-care affirmations book for women. A mindful approach to living your best life provides structured daily affirmations and reflection prompts specifically designed to reinforce emotional sovereignty. You can find all of these resources in the description below. Let's talk about something important. Setbacks are not failures. They're information and opportunities for deeper learning. Normalizing the non-linear journey. Expect waves, not straight lines. Some days you'll feel like you've mastered emotional sovereignty. Others, you'll feel like you're starting all over. Both are normal. Progress isn't perfection. You don't have to implement every tool perfectly every day to be successful in this journey. Setbacks provide data. So when you slip into your old patterns, you gain valuable information about what triggers you most and where you need additional support. Your support recovery protocol. Self-compassion first. Treat yourself with the same kindness you treat a friend who was struggling and going through the same thing. Assess without attack. Look at what happened objectively without harsh self-judgment. Extract the learning. What can this experience teach you about your triggers, your needs, or areas for growth? Adjust your plan. Use the information to refine your maintenance practices. Reconnect with your why. Remember why emotional sovereignty matters to you and how it's improving your life. Maintaining long-term motivation. Focus on progress, not perfection. Again, celebrate your small wins and incremental improvements. Remember your before. Regularly acknowledge how different life is now compared to before you started this work. Connect with your values. Stay linked to the deeper reasons why emotional freedom matters to you. Seek inspiration. Read books, listen to podcasts, or connect with the communities that reinforce your growth. See challenges as strength training. Each difficult situation is an opportunity to practice your emotional sovereignty skills. Develop confidence in your ability to handle whatever comes. Trust that you have tools and can develop new ones as needed. Create meaning from struggle. Use your experiences to help others and find purpose in your healing journey. By the way, I'm Gwen Jones, and I offer heart-centered content that guides you from reactive patterns to intentionally living and designing a life that's aligned with your purpose through mindful wellness practices. This series on emotional sovereignty has been one of my greatest joys to create, and I'm honored to have been a part of your journey towards emotional freedom. Remember, this isn't the end. It's the beginning of a lifetime of growth and emotional sovereignty. As we conclude our emotional sovereignty series, I want you to take a moment to really absorb what you've accomplished. You've learned to trust your instincts while maintaining an open heart. Set boundaries to protect your peace while preserving your relationships. Distinguish between your sensitivity and others' behavior toward you. Break free from mental loops that keep you stuck in anxiety. Honor your own needs without guilt or apology. Receive feedback without your worth being up for debate. Navigate family dynamics while maintaining your emotional center. This is profound, life-changing work. You haven't just learned techniques. You've literally rewired your brain for emotional freedom. Your emotional sovereignty declaration. Say it with me and say it with conviction. I am the sovereign of my emotional experience. I can feel deeply while maintaining my center. I can love others while honoring my own needs. I can be sensitive and strong, empathetic and boundaried, open-hearted and discerning. I trust my instincts. I honor my limits. I celebrate my growth. I handle setbacks with grace. I attract relationships that honor all of who I am. I am not too sensitive. I am not too much. I am not too late. I am exactly where I need to be on this journey. I flow from survival mode to serenity, one mindful moment at a time. My emotional freedom is worth protecting. I have everything I need to maintain it. Yes, you do. Yes, you do, sis. Yes, you do. Yeah, you got this. Remember to download your free daily self-care checklist below to start implementing your maintenance plan immediately. Consider the Self-Care Affirmations book for women for daily reinforcement of your emotional sovereignty. Connect with the community of women on this journey. You don't always have to do this alone. Trust the process and be patient with yourself as you continue growing. Remember, emotional sovereignty isn't a destination you arrive at. It's a way of being that you cultivate every day. Some days will be easier than others, and that's perfectly normal. You have everything you need within you to maintain this emotional freedom. You've proven that you can grow, you can change and create new patterns. You've shown that you can love others while honoring yourself. You've demonstrated that you can break cycles while maintaining connections. The journey continues and you're ready. You're ready for whatever comes next. Keep flowing in serenity. You deserve every bit of peace, joy, and authentic connection you've created. Remember, you're right on time. Your emotional freedom is worth protecting. Until next time, keep flowing in serenity.